learn about Excel, what exactly Excel is, right? And we will be covering about the layout of Excel. So if you search over here under your Windows Excel, you will be seeing Excel layout here. So basically, meanwhile it opens, Excel is a spreadsheet application developed and published by Microsoft. It is a part of Microsoft Office suite of productivity software. Unlike word processor, Microsoft Word, Excel organizes data in columns and rows, right? If I open a blank workbook here, so you will be seeing the rows, columns and rows, right? And the intersection of rows and columns is called as cell. Each cell can contain data such as text, right? This way, or it can contain numerical value, correct? It can contain some kind of formula, right? Just like this. So we have entered some formula here, and it evaluated this formula and gives you the result. Excel is a tool for organizing and performing calculations on data. Just like we had two numbers here, like 12 and 23, and we added it. This is a calculation on data. We can analyze the data, calculate statistics, generate pivot tables, and represent data as charts or graphs, right? We can create Excel. For an example, we can create an Excel sheet that calculates a monthly budget, tracks associated expenses, and interactively sort the data by criteria. Such applications, it is one of the most popular tool used in almost all the businesses. So here we have one shortcut, like we have this uh, the menu headers here, right? These are the headers: help, develop, view, home. So these are the headers, and under each header we have some menus, right? Like under home tab we have different menus, under insert tab we have different menus, under draw we have different, under page layout we have different menus. So each header or each tab has different menus, right? And if we double tap on this particular menu, it will hide or show the menus, right? If I double tap on home, it will hide the menus under the under the home tab, right? Or the header. If I again double click on another, it will display the menus under this header. So this is a kind of header we have, or a shortcut we have, right? Here we have, as I told you, columns vertically, and horizontally we have rows, and the intersection of these rows and columns, this particular, so this is the kind of cell, we call it the cell. And at what cell we are in, it shows the location of that particular cell, A1. As of now I am under A cell, A1 cell. That means A is the column and 1 is the row. So this A1 is the column name, cell name. So A is column, right? And 1 is the cell. So the cell is under A column and at first row. So intersection of this is A1. If I select F row, F column, and second row, that is F2. So this is the cell here. So this is the cell number written here. Here there is a formula bar. Under this formula bar, you can write some kind of text, right? And you can have some kind of text here in the form of numbers. Also, you can write some formula as I show you here, right? And if, for example, as I write something, for example, Python programming, so it is exceeding the length, the text is inside D3, right? But the length of the text is exceeding the size of the cell. So you can double click on the edge here, right? Right edge of a D3, a D column, double tap here, it will take the maximum width of the cell, right? For example, if I write here Java, Android, and JSP microservices, now it is taking the more length as the first cell. Now if I double click on its edge, it will take the maximum length, right? Now this is particularly the high level overview how Excel works, for how you can enter the data into cells. You can also, here we have default, by default we have one sheet here, right? And you can add more sheets by clicking on this plus icon, correct? You can add as many as sheets you want. Now if you want to rename this sheet, you can either double click here, or you can just right click here and rename it. Let me give it the name as introduction of Excel, right? You can enter some other kind of data here. For example, I can add headers, serial number, technology, and we can add something like uh, tutorials. So we can add more headers, and then we can add some kind of data, or we can add something else, tutorial, visit to my YouTube channel as Soumya Coach, right? We can have as many as data here, we can add headers here, we can maintain such kind of things also. We can have some kind of list also, we can have to-do list also, we can have calculations also. For example, uh, I spent in groceries, this is just random numbers I'm taking. Groceries, I'm spending 10,000 rupees. I am giving rent as 20,000. I am paying my EMIs as 10,000. Randomly I'm taking, right? So we can calculate it as a total if I want to calculate, right? Just randomly I'll tell you everything what we are doing here in detail, but just in a high level overview I'm telling you how what all you can do here. So this is the total of all these three values. You can do such kind of stuffs also. So this is kind of overview in Excel, what is Excel about, where do we use Excel, how do we use Excel, right? You can see different layout here of Excel according to the Excel versions you have installed into your system, right? If you want to save this Excel file, you can press Ctrl S from your keyboard, right? And you can go to more options here. You can browse your system. You can just say go to a location on which you want to save it. Here you will have extensions. Default is Excel workbook, right? Which is .xlxx, right? You can give the name here, intro to Excel, right? You can click on save, it will get saved to that particular location, right? Under the file you have more options here. Previously opened Excel sheets or workbooks here also. So I said sheet and workbook, so there's a difference between the two. This Excel whatever the page you are into, this is one page is called as Excel sheet, and collection of all those sheets into one Excel. Just like in my this Excel file, I have four sheets, different sheets. So this complete Excel file I have is a workbook with a collection of four sheets, right? So this is a particular overview of Excel. In the next tutorial, we will be covering how we can maintain the data in Excel and how do we format the data in Excel. So we will be covering more of shortcuts also, right? So stay tuned with my video and with my channel. Happy learning.